So I feel like at this point in my life, I'm in a really big growth or like transitional period. And I feel like there's a lot of ways to be unmotivated or feel like I could be getting stuck or be even scared of regressing instead of progressing. So I'm going to talk about some methods that I use to make sure I stay on top of my game in a moment like this, and hopefully it can help somebody else out there. And here is our bug cameo for every other video so you guys can continue to see how big she gets. I feel like one common variable that's always going on within these growth transitional periods is a lot of stress or a lot of pressure. So one thing I like to do is always put every little thing down just somewhere I can look at to make sure I don't forget things. So like right now I have two bigger things I'm taking on with freelance right now, and I'm making sure I'm putting everything down in my Apple Notes so I can stay organized. So here, I'm not gonna show you guys too specifically, but I hopped in a meeting and I made sure every question that I wanted to ask got asked, and that any answer that I got, I put it paraphrased in my notes. So while I'm working, I can go back and look at it, and it just really diminishes the stress level. So that's number one. So in these transitional periods, I feel like something that's really important is getting it down to the science of what puts you back in your zone. And for me, one of those things is basketball. And she almost died, but find what works for you and make sure you keep doing that to help yourself get through these transitional periods. So I'm gonna go hoop. So unfortunately, whenever you're going through moments like this where it feels like the whole weight of the world is on you, everything else in life doesn't stop. Although you wish it could, it doesn't. So if you gotta do laundry, you still need to do laundry. If you gotta do the dishes, you still gotta do the dishes. So when it comes to folding the clothes, or it comes to doing the dishes or taking out the trash, I usually wake up on that certain day where I'm about to get a lot of things done, and within the first 30 minutes or an hour of me being awake, I just go ahead and knock those things out. And that in itself takes such a big weight off your shoulders, and it lets you focus more on getting through this transitional period the best way possible. Look at the camera. So kind of bouncing off of the last points I made, man, and honestly, today is the perfect example. Since this year started, I've had a lot of opportunities that can honestly change my life. But since then, there's also been a lot of curveballs that could give me many, many reasons to complain about, but I try and make the active choice not to, because being pessimistic isn't gonna get you anywhere. I feel like in the big mist of all this going on, I could take the route of just being angry about what it is that's going on, but what is that gonna do? How is that gonna benefit me? Because honestly, at the end of the day, it's not. Sometimes I'm not the biggest fan of thinking things could always be worse, but honestly, when it comes to smaller situations like this, you have to think that way. And for that, I think you should always move with gratitude, man. I always try to keep a happy head and mind space. And honestly, even in the worst times, like I feel like I could be getting into right now, you have to stay focused at the light at the end of the tunnel, because what is the point of looking at the dirt on the walls? So stay optimistic as often as possible. It's easier said than done, but I believe that you can do it. Ooh, I got some packages in today, and I'm gonna unbox those real quick. First, we got some of my own apparel. It's the blue shirt. Oh, let's go. I have a collection coming out here in the next few weeks, and this is one of the designs, and this shirt finally came in today, and this joint is sick. So this is actually just a 12 pack of Juvie. But to end off this video, the last thing I do want to touch on is make sure you always show up for yourself. In these scenarios, as corny as it sounds, and I do agree it sounds really corny because I hate corny things, you have to always make sure you're there for yourself, in the sense of you have to always know that you're gonna do what you need to do to get yourself through this scenario and this transition in your life. And with that being said, man, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos. And one last thing. You got anything to say to the people? But I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.